US versus UK movie theatre or cinema, as we would refer to it, food. Now, in the UK, your average cinema, you'll be able to get either sweet, salty, usually only those two flavors of popcorn. I love sweet and salty, but my local cinema, you can't get that yet for some reason. It's really annoying. You can usually get some snacks, so some chocolate bars, ice cream, and that's largely it. Oh, nachos, hot dog. That's pretty much it. Like, I would imagine that the average American movie theater, you could probably get a few more options. But the thing that sticks out to me is that food at cinemas are really expensive. A lot of people now, and me and my family, will usually go to like a Sainsbury's or a Tesco and then get our snacks from there and then bring it in, because you're literally saving like half the cost sometimes.
From calorie count to portion sizes, we wanted to find out all the differences between movie theatre food at AMC and Odeon
Wow,
movie
you can buy a popcorn that big
in the UK and the US. This is Food Wars. It might seem like Odeon and AMC are different chains, however they're actually owned by the same company. So let's compare. Popcorn at a UK Odeon cinema comes in 4 sizes. There's a kids, regular, medium, and large.
Classic popcorn at a US AMC comes in 3 sizes: small, regular, large.
My local cinema is a Vue cinema. Do you guys have Vue in America? VUE?
And of course, if you want to get a to-go option, they have the AMC Mega Bag.
Grief, that is insane.
Boom! That's 3 times the size of the standard large.
Let's weigh a large salted popcorn in both countries to see whose large is bigger. So our large salt popcorn has actually, I think, come to 204 grams, which is about 30 grams more than we were supposed to get.
194 grams of popcorn.
Oh.
Avatar, haven't seen it. And for my own morbid
So does that mean that our large is bigger than your large? No way.
curiosity, so I'm gonna weigh it in the bag. I don't know, just subtract like 2 grams. How much could the bag weigh? This? And that? 620 grams.
Over
Drinks at a
half
US
a
AMC
kilo.
theater come in 3 sizes: small, 20 fluid ounces; regular, 32 fluid ounces; and the large Avatar, 44 fluid ounces.
Now, shockingly, our drinks in the UK are actually just as big as the US ones for once. Cinemas, I think, are the only place in the UK where you can get a drink of this size. The thought of getting one of these from a fast food place in the UK is absolutely unheard of.
Yeah, 1.3 litres of soda, that is a huge amount. Like, that's usually like, they'd call that like the family size in a UK grocery store.
Let's measure out the large in both countries to see if we're getting as much as we've been promised.
Wow, it's pretty close. What was this supposed
Very
to be, 44?
close.
By my calculations, they've pretty much nailed bang on the 40-ounce line, so you're maybe not getting quite as much as you were promised. Admittedly, we did lose a little bit in transit and also a little splash just on the table there. So maybe you could round it up generously to like 41, 42, which honestly, even if it's slightly less than you're being promised, I think we can forgive them.
Certainly we can't fault James Cameron for this. Certainly we can't blame the Na'vi.
Do you guys feel like there's less good movies these days? I remember being a teenager and it felt like every month there was like a really good movie coming out. But these days, there's maybe 4 per year. Like, I don't go to the cinema as often as I used to, like nowhere near as much. Do you guys think the same?
Pandora.
We also have ice drinks, which are the iconic Tango Ice Blasts. We have them in 3 sizes: a regular, a medium, and a large. Tango Ice Blasts are amazing. They have a bit of a cult following in the UK, I think, like cinema goers over here really, really love these. You can get them usually in 2 flavors, which are red and blue. I don't know exactly what they're supposed to taste of. It's kind of just like tangy food coloring anyway. They're not supposed to look like this, as you can probably tell. These have just been sat out under the studio lights for a while.
So they're basically like a slushy.
What they're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
You can also get iced beverages at the US AMC, primarily in the form of an icy. And they come in 3 sizes normally, but not at the AMC we went to. They only had regular. It should be a small 20 fluid ounce. The regular Avatar Way of the Water Na'vi colored drink here is a 32 fluid ounce. And of course, the large is a 44 fluid ounce. I think that's the exact same size as the soft drinks we just had. I would like to request, I don't know how hard this is gonna be, if Yuli and the rest of the post-production team can make it look like I'm in the underwater Avatar. With like me just swimming with the Na'vi, right?
What did you guys think of the Avatar movies? I thought they were amazing, I have to say. Just Like, so the visuals are the thing that really blew me away. Like, the story's all right, but the visuals are just so cool. Or what do you guys think? Do you think they're overrated, underrated?
I'm in the movie. How hard would that be? Can you make it 3D as well? That's pretty easy, right? Can you have that done by end of day Friday?
Oh, yeah.
When I'm swimming around with Jake Sully.
All right, yeah,
Here is
we
everything
go.
you'll find at a UK Odeon cinema that you won't find in an AMC.
Here's everything at a US AMC you won't find at an Odeon.
Interesting.
We'll start with the classic, which is popcorn. In the UK, it comes in 2 flavors, as salted or sweet. You can also ask them to mix them together for you. Salt and
What? You can? I thought you couldn't.
sweet, excellent contrast. You won't find butter popcorn anywhere on the menu in the UK. The fact that you guys are putting melted butter on popcorn, extremely weird to us. Stop doing that.
In the US, our popcorn obviously comes plain or salted, but we also have butter popcorn. And yes, Harry, we like to put melted butter all over our popcorn. 2 things I want to know. 1, it's almost always referred to as butter flavored topping.
Butter flavored
Presumably
topping.
because they can't legally call it butter, or maybe there's other junk in there and it isn't officially butter. In America,
see.
there's just some people who are so nuts about the butter. AMC now has something. I don't know if this is to go.
I wonder if you can combine butter with like a sprinkle of sugar and a sprinkle of salt. Like, that would be, like, imagine that, a buttery, sweet and salty flavor. Ooh.
Oh, you get this in the theater where they give you, no joke, this thing of butter on the side to take into the theater with you.
And
Because there's
squirt
so
it,
much
wow.
butter flavored topping drama in the US, AMC was like, here, just take this and go do it yourself. Oh. Oh,
Wow,
look
that's
at
just
that. You see
oil.
that? You see that? Oh,
That's just
yeah.
oil, though.
Yeah. I want you to pay attention. Now imagine I'm eating this in the dark. Oh, I like my butter so much. Close. In my house.
Greasy.
This is like the messiest snack in the world.
It literally looks like a tube of like sunflower oil or something, doesn't it?
Never get butter in my popcorn. This is so gross.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, it doesn't actually taste that much like butter. It has like a buttery flavor to it. Yeah, it's definitely flavored butter. That's not melted butter.
You can also get sweets as a topping on your popcorn in the UK. This comes in the form of Cadbury's Dairy Milk Buttons, as Smarties, Kit Kats, and Rolos.
Ooh,
Speaking of popcorn, you can also get cheddar popcorn, which is, I don't know if this is just not at your theaters, really popular in the UK at all, but it's popcorn that is tossed in
cheddar popcorn.
cheese dust. And also
Wow.
caramel corn, which is popcorn, you guessed it, encased.
Caramel. Oh, that would be
caramel.
delicious.
There's a range of
Crunchy.
hot food options at a UK Odeon cinema, including the following. Firstly, we have the iconic cinema hot dog. Now, obviously you guys have hot dogs in America.
Dude, these cost like £10. It's ridiculous.
However, it's an exclusive because ours is a pork sausage, while yours, I think, is beef. That looks real sad. Oh no.
Dude, get some ketchup and mustard in there.
Oh, hot dog, yay! That's a pretty good sized hot dog, right? Movie theater hot dogs, for some reason, are really good. You ever notice that? Movie
they
theaters
are.
and ball games, that's where the hot dog's the absolute best.
Next up, we have 2 pizza options at UK Odeon cinemas. You can get a cheese pizza or a pepperoni pizza. I haven't even opened them and I'm losing my mind because this is how they've been packaged and presented to us. What is that?
That is a sad looking snack. Like, what is going on?
I'm slightly at a loss for words.
Oh,
I
my
might be giving
word.
too much credit here. I think maybe if this were fresh out of the oven, which obviously this is not, it actually might be okay. But there's a reason why pizza boxes exist, for example. Maybe look into that in future. I'm just imagining any Italian viewers.
Oh, man, how long has that been sitting on the side? It doesn't look appetizing at all, does it?
Watching this and just crying.
You guys look at flatbread pizzas. The AMC I went to did not currently have them because I went there right when they opened. They weren't ready yet. But you can get also a 4 cheese, a pepperoni, or a supreme flatbread pizza. You can also get yourself curly fries. Now we're talking. Curly fries, right? The Impossible Nuggets. Oh, yes.
Is that cardboard?
For some reason, I picked the marinara. Let's do it. Who doesn't want to eat fake deep fried meat and dip it in a red sauce in a pitch dark theater.
It sounds like cardboard, doesn't it?
Nope. Oh, wow. Those are really bad. We have pretzel bites at our AMC. You can get them unsalted with cheese, salt with cheese, which I got, garlic parmesan with cheese, everything bagel with cheese,
Garlic
and cinnamon
parmesan.
sugar with icing.
Ooh.
They don't taste bad, but they're really chewy.
That cheese sauce looks good though.
You're gonna want those right out of the oven or the microwave. You can also get a Bavarian Legend pretzel. The theater we went to did not have them at the time of filming this.
At a UK Odeon, you can get triple dip nachos, which are tortilla chips which come with guacamole, salsa, and I think a cheese sauce. This is how it came. What we have is just a bag of plain tortilla chips and a box labeled dips. We have the cheese sauce.
And
we
the
have
guac.
some very vibrant guacamole. It's like someone blended up Shrek. We have some tomato salsa.
Yeah, for me, I don't like guacamole if you can't see the chunks of avocado. You know, that looked way too fine, didn't it? Too like pureed.
Jalapenos. I think this was onion and chive dip, maybe. I feel like I have to try and assemble these somehow. I want to do it in a way, but hopefully you guys can join me along for the ride, because it could be interesting. I want to try and get some like layerage going on there, if possible. Oh god. Oh no, that's the... Okay, I thought that all came out as one brick, but there were actually two pots in there. Thank god. Go on. Yeah, you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Queso. Okay.
It just
Now we're gonna
looks
hit it
so
with some
like.
salsa.
I mean, the salsa looks alright.
Personally, I think this has gone sensationally well. This is nachos right here. Some people might say, Harry, do you want to heat these up?
Yes, absolutely. You should heat those up. They would just taste so much better, wouldn't they?
I'd say no. Doesn't need it. Perfect the way they are. Oh man, look at the colour on this.
Do you order nachos when you go to the cinema?
No, my mum used to like the nachos. She's not dead. I haven't been to the cinema with her in a while. Yeah? Yeah?
I mean, they look
They don't
alright.
look terrible, right?
Absolutely disgraceful. I don't know what's going on in that island of yours.
Yeah, they didn't look that good. I mean, they needed to be warmed. The guac didn't look really nice.
But your nachos, thumbs down. I would say pretty generous with the chips. Not bad, right? These are UK level nachos right here. I don't know who is like, oh yeah, perfect.
That's
This is
sauce.
exactly what I think nachos are. Did they make a mistake? Am I looking at this right? They gave us a thing of marinara sauce. I'm assuming this marinara was supposed to be salsa. Can you imagine? Because you just get this and go to the theater in the dark. And you're watching a movie. Oh man, this salsa sure isn't very chunky. Oh well. Man, I cannot wait to eat these nachos. Oh, I'm so worried about the Tree of Life, Avatar 2. Oh, no.
Did it get in his eye?
Like, what the hell?
Oh.
It's so bad, it's like oddly alluring. Does that make sense? This is terrible. I'm sorry. I'm going to do everyone a favor and throw this out.
Wow,
Yeah.
straight in the
Go on
trash.
to the sides. We have a couple of side options in the UK that you won't find in the US. Unfortunately, one of them we couldn't find today, which are crisper fries, which are kind of like very thin slices of potato, which are fried.
never had
we
those
could get our
before.
hands on these chicken strips, which would be pretty good.
Ooh.
Technically also included on the sides
I mean, it's hard to get chicken strips wrong or chicken tenders. You just stick them in the fryer.
menu are the dips. So that includes basically everything that you would normally find on the nachos, including the side of jalapenos, the salsa dip, the cheese, the guacamole, and this cream cheese, garlic and herb dip. We have one prepackaged popcorn option if you don't fancy the fresh stuff, which is this. Butterkist toffee popcorn. I think this is kind of
legendary.
more similar to what you guys might expect from like caramel corn in the US. It's basically popcorn, but with an actual coating of this kind of like sugary, syrupy stuff.
Tastes so
Now,
good.
the AMC has a bunch of snack options that you won't find in the UK, starting with these known as lifestyle snacks. I'm assuming they're meant to be a little bit healthier. Starting all the way down here, you have the Planters sweet and salty trail mix, grass-fed beef jerky, courtesy of Country Archer. I don't know about this. Rhythm.
I used to eat so much beef jerky. I don't know why I stopped. Like, you know when you just randomly stop doing something that you've always done? Like, and not for any particular reason. I used to eat so much jerky, so much.
Organic white cheddar cauliflower bites? No thanks. Home free chocolate chip cookies. You got only 3 grams of sugar for the smart and sweet watermelon bites. Mango sweet and tangy super snacks, dried mangoes. And skinny dipped dark chocolate almonds.
In addition to the popcorn, we also have some sweets and chocolates, which I will go through now. Wine gums. Do you guys have wine gums in the US? I really like these. They're a bit of an old person sweet. I still don't know exactly why they're called wine gums because I don't think they have wine.
Yeah, there's no wine in them.
On top of the gummies themselves, they will have like the name of a wine kind of stamped on. And they're different colors. The flavors change according to the color.
I'm guessing maybe they used to have wine in them, like back in the 30s or whatever they were invented.
Red one's always the best, of course. A couple of Cadbury Dairy Milk options. We have some Cadbury Caramel Dairy Milk Nibbles, Dairy Milk Giant Buttons, Galaxy Minstrels.
Galaxy.
So in the UK, we have Dairy Milk, which is owned by Cadbury, and then the Mars Corporation has their own brand of milk chocolate, which is called Galaxy.
Galaxy is by far superior. If you can get it, guys, try it. I'm telling you.
And this is basically Galaxy chocolate with a hard shell on the outside.
It's so
These
nice.
honestly are really good.
They are.
Cadbury Twirl Bites. It's Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate, and it's kind of got this weird like swirled texture on the inside, so it lends itself to being quite like a flaky and almost like melt in your mouth chocolate bar. They're pretty good. Aero Peppermint Bubbles. It's got this weird like aerated texture in the middle, which is designed basically to melt in your mouth when you eat it. Milky Bar Buttons. I loved Milky Bar as a kid. It's basically white chocolate, which I used to love when I was younger. I think as my palate has kind of evolved as I've gotten older, I don't really tolerate white chocolate like I used to, but these are great. Bit of a nostalgia factor.
Does white chocolate have any actual chocolate in there, like cocoa? Like, because when I eat white chocolate, it just tastes kind of like sugar, really.
The last one we found today was Maltesers.
Oh,
I love a Malteser. I
love
still don't fully
Maltesers.
understand what they are, to be honest. What is the middle bit? It's not honeycomb, but it's got like a crunchy, almost honeycomb texture. Now, it's not a
So
pre-packaged
good,
option,
so
but
good.
it is a sweet option. We have pick and mix cups in the UK. Pick and mix is like a really iconic British thing, I think. It's basically this notion of you go into a sweet shop, or in this case, a cinema, and they'll have lots of different pots or tubs.
It's like a buffet, like a candy buffet, that you just take a bunch of each stuff and just put it in your little cup, give it a shake.
Tubs of individual candies, and you can go in with a scoop a few, put them in, and create your own mixture of them. So if there's one particular one that you love, you can just have a cup full of some variety, mix it up a little bit like we've done today. The issue is when you're layering it, you end up just going one layer of thing at a time. I haven't assembled this very well.
That's why you got to shake them. You got to shake them up.
Couldn't get everything. Just grabbed a bunch of stuff that I thought looked pretty good. Also, I think some classics here. Milk Duds, Junior Mints, the big box, mini Snickers, hey. Skittles. My teeth are already starting to hurt. Butterfingers unwrapped minis. And
Butterfingers.
Sour Patch Kids. And also Airhead Extremes.
Yeah, the only ones I've tried out of this bunch are Skittles.
This, of course,
Love Skittles.
just the tip of the iceberg. You can get so many candies at AMC. This many.
You can also get a Ben & Jerry's milkshake. What they do is they let you choose 3 scoops of ice cream of your choosing, and then pretty much just blend them together to create a milkshake.
Also in the US, we have ice cream you can't get in the UK. You can get yourself a Dibs Crunch, a Haagen-Dazs Bar Almond, a Nestle Toll House ice cream sandwich, and a Nestle's Drumstick.
I'd love a Haagen-Dazs bar. My God, Haagen-Dazs favorite ice cream.
The other soft drink exclusives are actually aimed more at children. We have some fruit shoots, which come either as this one, which is apple and blackcurrant, or as orange. It's just kind of like a bottle of squash, and for the Americans who might not know what squash is, does cordial help at all? You get like a concentrated juice
And dilute it with water.
to produce
Yeah.
basically this. The main event, as far as I'm concerned when it comes to drinks, are these ones, which are the alcoholic options. You can get alcohol at UK cinemas. We got a few of the things on offer today, and these include this Recorder Leg strawberry and lime cider. We have a bottle of Heineken beer. We have some wine options. Got a little bottle of red here. It's really cute. It's literally just like they've taken a full-size bottle of red and just
shrunk
squished it and scaled it down. You can also get white wine and I think rosé wine as well. Or if you're in a celebratory mood, you can get a little bottle of Prosecco. Then we have some pre-mixed cocktail options. Today we got a classic G&T and a Jack and Coke.
What about the beverages? In the US, we have so many beverages, starting with the Coke Freestyle, the Freestyle machine. You've seen it before. It has all of these
Oh
flavors.
yeah, like the one where you can pick between Coke, Fanta, lemonade, that kind of.
I wasn't getting one of each. You can also get a Gold Peak unsweetened iced tea, which they did not have, a Gold Peak sweet tea, which they also did not have, and Minute Maid orange juice, and Minute Maid apple juice, chocolate milk, Dasani water, Smart water, and a Costa coffee. They also didn't have that.
Wow, the AMC didn't have a lot of stuff, the one that they went to.
I could really go for some coffee. I've been told that it is interesting that we can get Costa coffee here. It is actually a British coffee chain, but it was bought by Coca-Cola in 2019 for almost 4 billion pounds and has now begun expanding into the US.
A large salted popcorn at a UK Odeon contains the following: 863 calories, 48.37 grams of fat, of which 37.84 grams are saturated, 92.18 grams of carbs, of which 5.94 grams are sugars, and an unknown amount of sodium. Unfortunately, the website didn't have the sodium information. I did reach out via the live chat function, and the
It's probably quite high.
guy said they didn't know what had gone on. He was going to look into it for me, but I did not hear back.
A regular plain popcorn popped in canola oil is 550 calories, 24 grams of fat, 2 grams of saturated fat, 74 of carbs, 1,380 milligrams of sodium. The same size popcorn, but this time cooked in coconut oil, 540 calories, 24 grams of fat, 24 grams of fat, 17 grams of saturated fat, 74 grams of carbs, and 1,380 milligrams of sodium.
Is that a lot?
There are no stats for the butter flavor topping, which is a bit concerning, but if you add butter and salt to pretzel bites, it adds 100 calories and 12 grams of fat, 7 grams of saturated fat, 300 milligrams of sodium. Adding that same amount of butter to this large Avatar Way of the Water popcorn, which is cooked in canola oil, you get 970 calories, 51 grams of fat, 10 grams of saturated fat. Popcorn.
But most people would probably share one of these big tubs of popcorn, like between maybe 2 people, right?
In my throat. 117 carbs, of which 1 gram is sugars and 2,450 milligrams of sodium. Same exact size of popcorn, but this time cooked in coconut oil and the butter topping from before. That's 960 calories, 50 grams of total fat, 35 grams of saturated fat, 117 carbs, of which 1 gram of that is sugars, and the sodium, 2,450 milligrams.
That's a lot.
People of the internet, canola oil has slightly more calories, but way less saturated fat.
But a lot more sodium.
Huzzah.
A large sweet popcorn in the UK contains the following: 1,790 calories, 73.08 grams of fat, of which 55 grams are saturated, 253 grams of carbs, of which 84.04 grams are sugars, and again, an unknown amount of sodium.
84 grams of sugar.
Gotta watch out for the caramel corn, Yuli. This caramel corn, in this size bucket, 1,620 calories, 64 grams of fat, 21 of those are saturated fat, 510 grams of carbs, and of that, 404 of those grams are sugar, and 3,190 milligrams of sodium. Now,
The sodium's just going up and up and
the
up.
large cheddar corn, seen here, 1,620 calories, 144 total grams of fat, 21 of those are saturated, 68 grams of carbs, and 2,470 milligrams of sodium. Yeesh.
What about the most calorific thing on the UK menu? Well, that would be a large sweet popcorn with the topping option of Dairy Milk Giant Buttons. This combination would come to a total of 2,004 calories, 85.08 grams of fat, 62.2 grams of
The
saturated
sugar's going to be crazy. It's going to be like 150 grams of sugar.
fat, 275.8 grams of carbs, of which 106.44 grams.
Less than I thought.
That is just over 100% of your daily calories, 109% of your daily fat, 311% of your daily saturates, and 212% of your daily sugar. Jeez.
It's a lot.
In the US, our AMC menus vary. I did find a PDF that had a bunch of stuff listed on here. I don't know how common it is at AMC's, but it is the Bavarian Legend pretzel with the cheese cup and mustard. That pretzel and mustard and cheese total is 1,920 calories. One thing I
Okay.
wanted to point out is that 7,600
That's
milligrams
crazy.
of sodium. That is 330.4% of your daily sodium intake. Hey, don't eat that pretzel. Everybody?
I mean, the options, to be fair, were very similar. Like, there were definitely things that you couldn't get in either country's movie theater, which is to be expected. The sodium content on that pretzel blew my mind. 300%, and that's just a snack. So assuming somebody eats a normal breakfast, normal lunch, normal dinner, they're probably going to have like 5 or 6 times the daily amount of sodium that day. Crazy. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.